Yeah. What's up with y'all, boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We break down and cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Monday, new week, new goals, new opportunities. We ended last week on a really good note, man. We ended on a really good note. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, we're solid days here on the Jam Session. Yesterday, we did it for the first time of the year, man. We brung out the brooms, man. Full 8-game sweep. What a day it was, man. What a day it was. As I've been telling y'all, man, y'all know who I am. Y'all know what we do here. There's a reason I have the #1 NBA betting podcast on the planet, fam. Like, come on, bro. You know, I appreciate the OGs that have been rock with me, man. Y'all know what it is and y'all know what it ain't. And as I always say, when we're cold, as soon as it ends, there's usually a generational heater on the back end of it. It's crazy how it happens, man, how it always happens that way. But that's just the name of the game. That's just how my betting style is. And buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because we got a full season of NBA basketball. And I'm just here to let you guys know my thoughts, opinions, and how I see it playing out. Man, all I ask is that y'all smash the like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Yesterday, I did cash my NBA game of the week. I had the New York Knicks laying the points. Everybody says I'm a New York Knicks hater. I bet them in favorable spots. A lot of times I think they're overrated, overvalued, but they're also one of the best teams in the East. And I thought yesterday was a really good spot to take them. Fell into one of our favorite spots and situations. Bounce back game at home. That also happens to be a quick revenge game. What an angle. What a spot. Shout out to the Knicks. But again, we cashed every single game yesterday. So we're just trying to keep momentum rolling forward into today. Let's talk about today, man. Money making Monday. Without further ado, let's make some money tonight. Let's do what we do. We just kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. Let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get her done. First game on the board, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves out on the road facing the Brooklyn Nets. Nets, 8.5-point home dogs, total 227.5. This is probably one of my least favorite games on the entire card tonight. I'm not going to have any money on this game. Forced to play it, I would lean towards Brooklyn plus the points. I just don't trust Minnesota, expecting them to win by double digits on the road, minus Anthony Edwards. Can they? Of course they can. The Brooklyn Nets are the worst team in the NBA. They're 30 of 30 in my NBA power rankings. But we know this is the NBA. These teams play 82 regular season games. The Nets are going to win games, and the Nets are going to cover games. And I kind of think this may be one of those where they do enough offensively to keep this game within the number. It's a lot of lumber to lay on the road with Minnesota minus their #1 scoring option. That's all I'm saying. And I worry if they score enough points to get up and over this number. Would it shock me if Minnesota blew them out? No. Do I want to be laying this many points on the road with Minnesota? No. Lean towards Brooklyn. Home dog here. Cam Thomas, Michael Porter Jr., they're not playing a good brand of basketball, man. They're swagging it out, shooting some of the most terrible shots you've seen. TikTok highlight reel style plays. They make some tough buckets, but they also shoot some terrible shots. We'll see if they can score enough to keep this one within the number. Small lean for me on the Brooklyn Nets here in our first game of the day. Keep it rolling, man. We got the Milwaukee Bucks out on the road facing the Indiana Pacers. Pacers, 6.5-point home dogs, total 235.5. First, let's talk injury report. For Milwaukee, I do see Giannis Antetokounmpo on the report. He's listed as game time decision, probable though, so it's likely he will play in this one. He's kind of been on a slight minutes restriction to start the year, so he might be on one of those in tonight's game. Kevin Porter Jr. also out for Milwaukee. For Indiana, they're still severely banged up. Halliburton out for probably the entire season. Benedict Mathurin is out still for a couple days, a couple games. Obi Toppin will miss significant time. Andrew Nembhard is still out. And then they got like RJ Dennis and Johnny Furphy game time decision. I would lean towards Milwaukee in this one. Indiana always plays Milwaukee tough, but that was the old Indiana with, all their guys. Without them, I know they just beat Golden State. Again, I think that was more to do with Golden State than it was Indiana. We talked about it in that game. Golden State, when the best players for the other team are out and their players are in for the Warriors, fade the Warriors. They suck in those games. They play down to their competition. They almost always lose. So no surprise to me. Indiana looked good in that one. I think Giannis does enough in this one to come in here and beat up on the Pacers. I also think Miles Turner has a good game going up against his old team. Maybe look at some Miles Turner's overs in this one. I could see him having a good game against his former team that he was on for forever. So I still can't believe he's not on the Pacers anymore. That's still crazy to me. But lean towards Milwaukee, laying the points here in this one. Got the Utah Jazz down the road facing the Boston Celtics. Celtics 10.5-point home favorites, total 232.5. Celtics laying 10.5 makes my stomach hurt. I do lean in that direction though. I just don't like the spot here for Utah. They're on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. They got their doors blown off yesterday by the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte blew them out 126-103. Now they head to Boston. Boston comes into this game with the rest advantage. Boston also comes into this game off an ugly loss. They got flooded at home by the Houston Rockets. This should be a motivation game. They should be hungry to bounce back at home. Although this is not the Celtics we have come to know and love, a lot of the pieces that made this team who they were are no longer there. Holiday's in Portland, Porzingis in Atlanta, Cornette is in San Antonio, Jason Tatum is out. Man, it's kind of crazy to see all the pieces gone for Boston, but tonight is just a good spot for them. It's just a good spot to take the Celtics. It's a lot of lumber to lay. They are slightly overrated, slightly overvalued in this one, but slightly overrated and overvalued teams win in certain spots to justify why they're overrated and overvalued. This likely will be a woodshed. Give me Boston laying the points here in this one. The Jazz had a couple of people fooled first couple games of the season. I want to see them get back to playing good basketball, but right now I don't like how they're playing. And I think Boston beats them up here. We'll see. We got the Knicks laying 12.5 points on the Wizards. Total 234.5. The Knicks were my top play yesterday. They were my play of the week. That was the most money I've had on an NBA game thus far this season. It just fell into a really good spot, really good situation. Bounce back game at home that also happens to be a quick revenge game. We just lost to y'all. We had no business losing to y'all. All right, this time we're not playing with y'all. We're finna come in here and put belt to ass. And that's exactly what New York did. Shout out to them. We cashed. It was pretty much a no sweat, like I told y'all it would be. I lean towards the Knicks in this one tonight. I think they are significantly better than the Wizards. I'm worried about them in this spot, though, on a back end of a back-to-back. You feel me? Laying this big of a number with the Knicks on a back end of a back-to-back does make my stomach hurt a little bit. No way I'm betting Washington in this spot. I haven't liked what I've seen from them recently. We just saw them get flooded by Orlando. So the game before that, they got flooded by Oklahoma City. If the Knicks weren't on a back end of a back-to-back, this line would probably be like 16.5, 17.5. Like, that's how big the gap is talent-wise between these two teams. It's early in the season, so I think the Knicks should be fine. And the type of team the Knicks are, how hard they play, I don't really see a drop-off from that. So I see no reason not to take New York again today, except for if you're worried about the back end of the back-to-back. But give me the Knicks. I'll lay the points here in this one. We keep it rolling. Next game up, we got the Houston Rockets at home at the crib with the Dallas Mavericks rolling in. Houston laying 12.5 here in this one. Total 227.5. Houston, we have a problem. The Rockets are balling. And some of you may be surprised by the Rockets as 12.5-point home favorites. I am not. If you're an OG here on this show, you know the Rockets are of that ilk of stupid, dummy, crazy at home at the crib, man. And we have been betting Houston at home over the past couple seasons, and I like the spot for them tonight. They're just head and shoulders better than Dallas. They're playing a really good brand of basketball right now. Dallas, I don't like what I'm seeing. Dallas is severely banged up. It's not like they were even playing well before that. This team offensively has no rhythm. This team offensively, man, it's nasty what's going on over there. And defensively, where they're supposed to be able to hang their hat, they have not been good at all. Like, not nearly as good as you think they should be. I think Houston, man, Houston's better defensively. Houston actually is a good defensive team. And I think Houston comes in here and just runs Dallas off the court. So I'm on the Rockets, man. This line is this big for good reason. And I think the Rockets take them behind the shed. Give me the Rockets laying the points at home, at the crib, where they're a different team, monster and animal. Houston, we have a problem. Next game up, we got the Detroit Pistons out on the road facing the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies 4.5-point home dogs. Total to 36.5. I'm leaning towards Memphis in this one. We did fade them yesterday. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors as they beat up on the Memphis Grizzlies. It's not a great spot for Memphis on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. The Detroit Pistons do have the rest advantage in this one. Detroit has played some good basketball recently, winners of 4 of their last 5. The reason I don't love Detroit in this one, even with the rest advantage, is they're coming off of 4 straight home games. I want to see them out on the road. The last time they were on the road, they did beat the Rockets. Really good win for them. But I think this is a good buy low spot here on Memphis. Y'all know I love betting Memphis in Memphis. Coming off the 2 ugly losses, I think we should see an uptick in effort for the Grizzlies tonight. John Morant should be back in the lineup for this one. Keep an eye on the injury report for this one. Of course, remember, he was suspended for yesterday's game, but he should be back for this one today. And I would, if he does play, I would take his overs. He should play pissed off, play like a man possessed. And I think the Grizzlies have a legitimate chance to win this game outright. I think the Pistons are slightly overrated, slightly overvalued. Are they better than Memphis? Yes. Do they deserve to be laying multiple possessions on Memphis, in Memphis? I don't think so. I understand why the line is where it's at. Memphis on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, and the Pistons have the rest advantage. So I understand. But I'm going to lean towards the Grizzlies plus the points here in this one. We'll see what happens. Next game up, we got the Sacramento Kings out on the road facing the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Nuggets laying 10.5 at home. Y'all know me, man. We're laying the points here with Denver. I believe this line has grown now. It's like 12.5. I think I just messed up the graphic when doing it. Regardless, I'm laying it. We got the Nuggets coming back home. Bounce back game at home. Man, I think they take Sacramento behind the woodshed. You start to look at Sacramento's road numbers this season and over the last couple seasons, they're terrible. Denver is a different team, monster and animal at home, man. They be woodshedding people, Ball Arena. They go stupid, dummy, crazy, man. We know this. The last 2 games we've seen Denver play at home was a 122-88 win over New Orleans at home and a 133-111 win over Phoenix at home. While Sacramento is slightly better than those 2 teams, they're closer to those 2 teams than to Denver. I think Denver beats them up. Don't like the road numbers for the Kings. Love the home numbers for the Nuggets. Lay it here with the Denver Chicken Nuggets at home at the crib. We got the Los Angeles Lakeshore Lakers out on the road facing the Portland Trail Blazers. Blazers 3.5-point home favorites. Lakers are balling, and fading them is not fun. But so is Portland, and fading them in Portland is not fun. I'm going to take the Portland Trail Blazers, lay the 3 and a hook. I wish it was under a bucket. I really wish it was under a bucket, man. 3 and a hook makes my stomach hurt, but I believe it's the right play. I just don't like the spot for the Lakers, man. On the back end of a back-to-back with travel, heading to Portland, which is a tougher place to play than a lot of people think, the general masses would think. I don't like fading Luka. I don't like fading the Lakers. Luka's playing out of his mind. Austin Reeves and what is the name? Laveria balling right now as well. We've already seen Portland beat the Lakers, though, this season. They went into LA and beat them. I think they win this one, too, man. We just saw them beat the Nuggets the other night. That was not a fluke. The Blazers come into this game with the rest advantage as well. It's a Blazer spot, man. It's a Blazer spot. That's all I can tell you, really. It's a Blazer spot. Keep an eye on the injury report in this one. It wouldn't surprise me if the Lakers sat a few guys on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. So just keep an eye out on it. The Blazers are 3.5-point home favorites in this game for good reason. The Blazers are better than the general masses think. And they're in a really favorable spot tonight because of rest and all those type of things. So Give me Portland laying the points in this one. Last and final game of the night, we got the Los Angeles Clippers at home laying points on the Miami Heat. They're laying 8.5, total 227.5. I'm on the Clippers, man. The Clippers, they're a different team, monster and animal at home. So not a good spot for Miami. They're on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. They lost to the Lakers by 10 yesterday. It's not major travel, of course. They're still in LA, but they're not. The thing for me is they're not in the same gym. They're not shooting in the same rim. It's kind of what that angle implies. The Heat played well the first couple games of the season when Norman Powell was in the lineup. Without him in the lineup, this team just doesn't seem to have enough offensive firepower. Don't like the spot for them heading to LA. I think the Clippers would shed them in this spot tonight. Give me the Clippers laying the points here in our last and final game of the night. And that concludes this episode of Jay's NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in, watch this show, and watch these episodes. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Off a really good day yesterday, man. We're just trying to keep momentum rolling forward. Y'all know how I get, man. When we get hot, we usually get hotter than fish grease. So let's keep momentum rolling forward into today, man. I just let you guys know my thoughts on every single game on the board. Let's do the damn thing, man. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.